Disney Cruise Lines are one of the few segments of the Walt Disney Company that are guaranteed to be profitable. However, it seems that the people building ships for them are facing bankruptcy so bad that they have to be bailed out by the German government. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is Mr. VashSky. Vash, you ready to hit the seas?
I'm ready to hit the seas. Maybe even the high seas. I don't know, Jonas. We're going crazy.
Are you ready? Yep. This one out of DCL News today. German government agrees to rescue deal for struggling Disney Cruise Line shipbuilder Meyer Werft. The German government has secured a deal to potentially save shipbuilder Meyer Werft, the company responsible for building ships in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. Look at that beautiful boat right there. It's shocking to me that the company that builds those boats is not able to charge an arm and a leg in order to get those things made.
Yeah, you would think so, or that the amount of investments into maybe getting those ships made might actually be paying for their production. But apparently, the company involved might have some cash flow issues.
I think you're probably right. This shocks me. By the way, and great job to DCL News today here. This news comes less than a month after Disney announced at D23 that 4 more ships would join the Disney Cruise Line fleet between 2027 and 2031, continuing the company's longstanding partnership with Meyer Werft. In a report from Bloomberg, the German government will acquire a 40% stake in the company, along with a stake of the same amount by the state of Lower Saxony, with financing amount around 200 million euros. Lower Saxony and the German government will also guarantee 80% of a debt capital credit line totaling 2.6 billion, and the bank assumes 20% at their own risk. So a 40% stake in the company, along with the state. That sounds like 80% of this company is going to be owned by the government here. So a little bit of communism coming in order to save the Disney Cruise Line here. Well, we could call it socialism. I don't know what percentage you want to go to before we call it communism here. I know that it's about 50, maybe 60% for Shanghai Disneyland, and we call that spade a spade over there.
Yes, we do. I suppose we do. No, this is a dramatic story right here, because I would have thought that Meyer Werft would have been doing all okay. I believe the original cruise line ships were from an Italian shipbuilder, if I'm not mistaken, and Meyer Werft came in on the ground floor here with new construction techniques that could actually reduce the cost of these ships being built, also to making it more attractive for Disney to not only expand their fleet, but to actually increase the size of their naval craft. And so, from I guess the time of, I believe, the Fantasy, if I'm not mistaken. Don't harsh me too bad in the comments, folks. But around that time, they switched completely to Meyer Werft, and it's been what we have understood to be a good relationship for that amount of time, but apparently not so much for Meyer Werft themselves. We've seen maybe attraction manufacturers get themselves maybe too far in. Like, the most notable example of this actually happening was with Aero development for the first 4D coaster. And, that took the entire company down. So this was very shocking.
This also speaks to the new kind of arrangements that they're making here. I'm not sure, did Meyer Werft come in and finish the cruise ship that Bob Chapek ended up buying for a discount rate there?
I do believe so. I believe that they were the ones that Disney commissioned to handle that as well. Now, obviously, there weren't as many things that could be done to that ship because it was pretty well constructed, but they did the most of it. We didn't cover the story here on That Park Place, but Disney recently revealed images of what the interior of that ship might actually look like. A glow up for sure. But yeah, they were handling that as well. And also too, Jonas, the article does note this here, but I want to go ahead and place some emphasis on this as well. We noted a story earlier on That Park Place talking about how the Oriental Land Company was also getting into the cruise line business, and how they were utilizing Meyer Werft specifically in order to build their version of their ships. And we also noted that based on the tonnage and some certain specifications that were released with the initial publication by the Oriental Land Company, that they might be Triton class ships. So think the Wish, think the Treasure, think the new fleet that will be added here with what I think the Discovery as well. will also be included in that. So a lot of stuff here for sure.
This is fascinating to me. When you have obviously we know Disney is supposed to be a premium brand, and this is supposed to be the part of the company where the white glove treatment continues on. I've heard from some people on Disney cruises that it's so much better than what it is at the parks, and there's some question, depending on how you spend at the parks, of whether or not it's actually a little bit cheaper to go on a cruise rather than go to in an actual Disney park here. I'm hearing both that it's better, but also that it's maybe not as good as what it used to be. That seems to be a running theme. In fact, looking at some of these quotes here, it's the firm determination of the government, of me personally, and of my ministry, which is doing the work here, that Meyer Werft gets the support it requires to continue to build ships. There's, by the way, an economic downturn in German manufacturing here. So a company like this all of a sudden going out of business would be very bad for the German economy. So I understand why the local government would be making a decision like this. Here from Bernard Meyer, presumably one of the Meyers of Meyer Werft. We are happy to continue our partnership with Disney Cruise Line and build 4 additional outstanding ships over the next 7 years. We now have 8 ships for Disney Cruise Line in our order book, which reflects the trust in our capabilities and the hard work of our team. And right. Thomas Malzoom, president of New Experiences Portfolio and Disney Signature Experiences. Sounds like everything that's not the parks. Our Disney cruise ships are the true ambassadors for our brands and beloved by our families the world over. As we embark on this ambitious and unprecedented expansion for Disney Cruise Line, we are delighted to work with Meyer Werft once again, but apparently not delighted enough to pay them here, enough to keep their business running. Now, I will say, in the realm of business, whatever you bid on something like this is what you need to you need to take that into account. Of course, I'm going to say between the two, it's probably not Disney that's doing the damage here. It's probably the management of Meyer Werft. Of course, maybe they had to go lower and lower in their bids in order to keep Disney happy. I don't know. We won't know because Meyer Werft's books are currently not open to us. Although the fact that a government is about to own 40% and another government is about to own another 40%, that might mean that they will finally see the light of day the way they are in the UK. I don't know. Vash, you have anything to add before we throw this to comments?
I can just say that it was very alarming that Disney would be aggressively expanding their fleet that was recently announced at D23 Expo, the parks panel that is, with 4 new ships. I was like, oh, well, that's quite ambitious. Then you get the orders from Tokyo via the Oriental Land Company, and you get, maybe, we're still looking at the Magic and the Wonder. What are those going on 30 years at this point? And while these things have a shelf life, the thought might have been to refurbish, utilizing my facilities in order to do that. Now, man, hopefully this deal goes through. It looks like it is going to go through, but to have a major shipbuilder like this taken offline, that could have devastated not one but multiple businesses around the world.
I agree, and I'm glad that these people will still have a place to work come tomorrow because of what's going on here. Now, that being said, we want to throw this to our commenters here. What do you think about this situation? Why is it that the people who build Disney's ships for them, the most profitable part of the company at the moment, why is it that they are struggling financially? Let us know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. Like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.